Hey Carlos.
Is it good?
Or Nova Blazer.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's recording right now. How do you feel?
Oh, feels awkward. Alright, well, hey guys, it's Nova Blazer ZX, and it's been a very long time since my last deck profile video. So I'm here to showcase you my Fire King deck after a ton of just buying cards in general, and with my good friend Sonojono over here is recording right now.
Yeah, man.
So I'm here to showcase the Fire King deck for this format, the Shadal format,
yeah, man,
and I feel like it's very competitively viable if you guys are still into like playing a budget deck. This is a very good deck right now. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, totally.
Show us the deck.
So yeah, we're just gonna get started.
Yeah.
So we'll start off with the monsters. We'll start with
yeah.
2 Guruniks. I feel like 3, especially now with the rule change where you're only allowed to draw 2, one less card if you're going first. You don't want to draw doubles, and it's just really bad. And also, I've made a lot of cuts to this deck that make it feel like only 2 is necessary in the deck, especially when you have your other optimal plays like the rank 4 stuff. So only 2 is fine. Yeah, you only really need 1 to get safe, and you're usually just winning the game by the time you get the second one off. So that's it. Just 2 Guruniks. Triple Yaksha, of course, because this is, of course, the main reason, one of the main ways to pop your cards and get rid of them in your hand, your Barongs and your Guruniks. And they're your Beast Warrior targets with 200 defense. Same thing goes for the triple Barongs, because they search everything. You always want to get these off as much as possible to get your plays going.
Ooh, commons.
Yep, commons. They should be supers. The one up there, he's always very good, especially against like certain matchups, just to get rid of problematic cards and get your searches going. Especially when you have Barongs in your hand, just staying there, and you have like a ton of back row set. You know, you can pop your own Barongs and stuff, and he combos really well with Supply Squad. The one up Wolf Barb to make your rank 4 plays, I don't think I really need to explain how good this card is.
It's not first.
It's not first, whatever. So, up next, after a ton of suggestion, I decided to run 2 Traptrix Myrmeleos, and these are working very, very good. Man. Especially in a control deck. I like to play more control-based Fire Kings, and I feel like that's the best way to play them. So, of course, I run 2 of these, and you get your traps, of course, and you just really feel safe with these.
Yeah. Aren't you glad you took my suggestion?
That
was so beautiful.
Yeah, this is just really good. They've been putting in a lot of work, and it just adds more consistency and search to the deck, especially when you're going first, because I feel like the early game is very crucial for Fire Kings to win.
Fuck yeah, man, that shit's crazy.
Oh yeah. So up next, I'm running 1 Card-D. I am still testing whether or not this is good, but this is also for the early game setup. Especially when you will get those hands where you're drawing like a ton of back row and none of your monsters, and you might want to dig deep into your deck. So I'm still wondering whether this card is worth running, but you guys could give it a shot. Yep. The +1 is always great.
I know, especially when your opponent's thinking that you're playing hat. It's like, this guy's
definitely
playing hat.
Yeah, it's just mind games as well.
Summons that.
So that'll be all my monsters. So up next, we're gonna go to spells. I'm running only 2 Onslaught, and after hearing this from like a couple people, I have to agree that running triple Onslaught is very, very cloggy. Usually you win the game by just like having 2 go off, and the 3rd Onslaught is usually just like a win more card, and it just sits there and doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Especially when you draw full monster hands and like 2 Onslaught, it's just really, really bad. So I feel like it clogs too much, and if you really need to get your the Onslaughts in the first place, you can always search it with Barong, especially, and plus there's only 2 Guruniks in the deck, so I feel like you really don't need that many.
Oh yeah, especially
so
like 2 is so good.
2 is so good.
Yeah.
Same thing goes with Double Circle. This clogs very early game. I don't think I really have to explain this more than I have to. You do not want to get early game clogs, because that is how the deck struggles in the first place. It's consistency issues in early game, not setting up anything, and just like sitting, you're just setting your Fire Kings and just not getting anything off. So you just want to limit yourself to 2 Circle, and just 2 is just fine, and you can search them anyway.
I know, man, mind games. You're like David Blaine. You're like David Blaine, like, mind games. Mind games.
So up next, triple Tenki, no explanation needed.
Yes.
Just to search your stuff out.
So stable.
Up next,
Much wow.
Double Supply Squad. I'm still wondering whether I should keep this at 3. But of course, there's also times where I gotta agree that this card will not always go off. Sometimes it just doesn't do anything unless you get some monsters going. So I feel like if you can get some other cards that will plus you early game, this would complement with this card a lot. But of course, this is a must-have to run in Fire Kings, because one of the reasons the deck was struggling before is the lack of continuous resources and plussing. And with this, as long as Supply Squad is staying on your field, you'll be plussing constantly and keeping yourself in the game, keeping yourself in control, and usually that leads you to win. So supply squad, at least a 2. I would recommend it very highly. It's so good in Fire Kings.
Such an MST bait.
Yeah, it's such an MST bait, and if it's not, it's just pluses for days. Up next, 1 Soul Charge and 1 Rekindling. These 2 cards are just alone, they're very busted. Soul Charge, not as much. I was actually contemplating whether or not to take this out, but after a couple of comebacks with this card, definitely run 1. Especially with stuff like Myrmelio and Wolfbark in the deck, it's very, very useful. And of course, Rekindling. Some people opted to get rid of it because we only have 6 targets now, but I feel like you get those targets very consistently if you're going off. And both these cards just help you make your rank 4 plays to get rid of problem cards. And just win the game and just push for, just push. 1 Duality, just for more consistency. I feel like this alongside the 1 card Cardi go along pretty nicely together. Of course, I don't want to run doubles, draw into doubles of each, so I feel like it'd be better to just like run 1.
Oh yeah, 2.
And this is really good with like Myrmelio and Tenki.
Like even 1's good, but 2, yeah.
Yeah, just 1's fine. But this deck special summons a lot. 1 of Dark Hole, of course.
Secret.
2 lands. I feel like this is required nowadays with the ton of back row going around in the game, and you really want your Fire King plays to be very, very safe. So I highly recommend these. You can get over beat sticks if you're playing non-back row heavy decks, or sometimes one of my favorite plays with Lance, of course, is having a bear, especially against a back row heavy deck, and just attacking with bear, and they would play like Bottomless, Deep Prison, stuff like that, and I would just drop lands and just get my pluses going with bear.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, these just make your plays very, very safe. And that is it for my spells. For my traps, I run 1 Generation Shift, very good consistency card, especially with, of course, with Barong. You can even use this for stuff like Myrmelio, and probably like pop 1, search another, and you get your search anyway. So this is a nice consistency / protection card.
Gotta read that text.
Gotta
read that text.
Gotta read that text.
Man, it doesn't even focus, but it's whatever. Yeah. Just look it up, guys.
And we have the 1 of Staples, the 1 Compulse, because this is a Shadow format, and the Yangjing format.
I gotta take that into consideration, because I hate Compulse, but I think I have to main it now.
I think you should. It's just I was thinking of getting rid of Compulse too. I just don't like it too much, but this format, I just feel like it's necessary right now.
Yeah.
So 1 Torrential, 1 Warning.
The 1 of
1 Bottomless. And then, of course, we have the 1 of Traptrix, Trap Hole, Nightmare. Yeah. I don't run Void alongside with this just because I feel like I want to focus more on consistency and safer plays. So I feel like I'm running this.
Yeah, I mean...
It's between this or Void, so it's really up to you guys. I might switch to Void, maybe, possibly because of Shadows, but I don't really care about that deck because this deck just shits all over Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Like Garunix, go.
Oh, yeah.
Go!
And then we have Double Deep Prison. These are, like, super good right now, this format. I think 2 is just fine, of course, because you need space for other stuff, but Deep Prison is just really good right now.
Why need 3? Why need 3?
I don't know, yeah.
It's at 3, but, like, why not 3?
Why not? Then, of course, we have the Double Breakthrough Skill. Also, very good this format.
Too good.
Yeah, just too good. And just, like, yeah, just your primary anti-monster effect stuff. And lastly, we have the Double Wiretap, because like, once again, you want your safer plays, and we have a ton of traps that are going around in the game. I feel like there might be still some people playing Hat, and of course, there's still the artifact engines. Against Shadows, you can drop this against the roots, and they won't get anything out of it,
Yeah,
and then you're playing Stellar Knights, they have a counter trap, this is just really good right now. And if you're not playing a back row heavy deck like Lightsworns, you can always side these out. So, but right now, they just feel very, very safe. I just feel safe. This card has just like won me in so many exchanges.
Yeah, man. Wiretap my wiretap.
Wiretap is just wiretap. It's just so good.
Wiretap me, bro, for GG. Wiretap.
There goes all your resources. Yeah, and that's it for the main deck. So I'm gonna go with the extra before I go into the side.
Yeah.
So we started with Double Tiger King. Very, very good, of course. I go into this card a lot, like, of course, just to get my Tenkies.
Cash with gold. Gold,
yeah, these are gold. These are premium gold. They look beautiful.
Damn, girl.
The 1 Kagetsuchi, of course, this is kind of like your Maze Stroke, only in beat stick form, and very great when you have, like, a Tenki or 2 on board, of course. And also great if you have Rekindling and Soul Charge in your hand. If you want to start milling, you can mill your breakthrough skills, you can mill your 200 targets for Rekindling, or stuff for, for Soul Charge. But other than that, it's really a beat stick for you to control the game, you know, and it's a threat alongside Garunix.
It's a bigger beat stick if you have Berserker, like Rhapsody. And
that too, like, Rhapsody and Berserk, yeah.
Like, remember that? I just made like 37 attacks.
37 attacks,
like 37.
so deadly. And then we have the one Mace Stroke, same purpose, because, like, I still run this because there are times where I don't want to make Kagutsuchi because I don't want to mill, especially when I feel like I'm going to draw Rekindling just about in any turn and I don't want to mill Rekindling. So,
plus, Maestroke is still, like, outdated. Yeah,
Maestroke is still... He
can, like, get over hands. Like, if, destroy...
He can still get over hands and I guess some other problems as well. So Maestroke is just okay.
Firehand won't get that summon.
Yeah.
It has to be destroyed.
I only have 101, but of course, yeah, just 101. Just so many ways, so many answers. Just a very good answer. I have, at the moment, 2 Direwolves. I will definitely drop one of these for the new rank 4 Avian Gunner, Castel, the Avian Musketeer, whatever that name is. But yeah, just to get rid of problem cards, and of course, there are times where I want to get rid of problem cards with Direwolf, and just, of course, the fact that there's a ton of Wing Beast, Beast Wars in here, you know, you could just pop those.
Yeah.
One Pappy, I don't know what I think about this card right now. I just don't really use it.
Yeah,
I just haven't been going into it.
Just to keep that extra deck
Roach, I feel like this is very good, especially against the Lightsworn matchup.
Yeah.
Especially with a ton of back row. This is good against Lightsworn matchup. JD, fuck you.
JD? Yeah. What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
What's
Want to go into stuff like that or your Light Rays, I'll just stop those. One Heartland Drago, this can potentially end games, and you know sometimes you can stall with it if you really need to stall because they can attack, especially with the large amount of continuous spells that you have in your field.
Protect D-Fissure.
One Crazy Box, just in case the random moments I would play Skill Drain, and sometimes there are times where I have a Tyro King and this card in play, and I would just like negate everything and just attack with Crazy Box. It's pretty insane. One Black Ship, very good against the hands, of course. And when you're playing Yang Jing, you might want to make this card.
You might want to like max out on Black Ship, then Black Ship and Dweller.
Yeah.
Too good.
Cowboy ends games. Ragnar Zero, I don't think I really need this, but it's just here in case I played like the Rogue Fire Fist or the Mirror sometimes, because I feel like Fire Kings are going to get more popular. And lastly, one of the bigger MVPs of the rank 4s is Rhapsody. I've been going into this card a lot, and of course it makes all of your B6 like Maze Stroke and Kagutsuchi, they just make them bigger, and of course the banishing effect is just too deadly. You can potentially shut down an opponent's play with it.
You can shut down Yang Zings, man.
Shut down Yang Jings. I just shut down Noble Knights with this. I shut down Evil Swarm. You know, I just made their Kirkpeons dead, and it's just stuff like that.
Get rid of Queen. Get rid
of
so many
like play Light Swarms. You want to get rid of the Dragon Rulers or their Light Swarms. There's just so many things. Rhapsody is just so good. It's basically a rank 4 mini soul release.
Alright, let's quickly go over for side deck.
And lastly, the side deck, really up to you. Depends on your meta, which is probably going to be Shadow.
Most likely Shadow.
I still run the one Ferret because I am still kind of afraid of Evil Swarms, especially when stuff like Shadows and Yang Jing are big. I feel like people are going to start thinking like, you know, Ophion can get over stuff like that. So I still hate the matchup, so definitely always one. One Grand Mole, same thing for the Evil Swarm matchup, and definitely against Shadow and Yang Jing, because you know, you bounce your stuff. And you don't get anything.
What's a window?
What's window?
Like, what's a contract?
What's contract? What's your floaters? And I guess Stellar Knights, you know, Delteros, I'll bounce it. You're not going to get anything out of it.
Yep. Just going to have to do it again.
Double Maxi, Mass Special Summon decks.
Like Yang Zing, Stellar Knights.
Sorrelease, very heavy against the Lightsworn matchup. You know, very deadly against Shadow.
I guess for Shadow.
Just
Yang Zing's the most though, because they got like they have to have their materials engraved for them to use one. Like I think that one card.
Definitely.
Back,
definitely.
Yeah.
3 MST in case I go against like random continuous bullcrap and I don't want to deal with that.
Floodgates.
You know, like
Floodgates.
Oh yeah, Floodgates.
D-Fissure? No.
Definitely these two in case, you know, of course somebody's gonna side in D-Fissures, Macros, DD Crows. I'm also thinking whether or not I might drop these for 2 different dimension reincarnations, just so I can push more with it.
More different dimension ground. I think that's gonna be like the
greatest
card. I think
that's gonna be good too. I'll consider that, but right now I'll just go double Iron Wall just to make the safe.
Yeah, right now we just go budget. Yeah. Might as well.
2 light and so many light decks. In fact, you guys, if you guys even want to, you could probably side this against Yang Jing, because their tuner is a light monster and so is Baxia, and you could just like shut that down. So if you get rid of their tuner, you'd be in a pretty good position. So there's that.
Shits on Stellar Knights.
Shits on Stellar Knights, especially. You don't want to deal with Stellar
Yeah.
Knights. And lastly, more Shadow hate, because I know a lot of you idiots are saying this is bad against Shadow, but I'm playing Fire King, so fuck Winda. As long as I get rid of your Winda, you're not going to get pluses anymore.
I mean,
and you have to deal with this.
Winda's only 22. Like,
Winda's only 22. It's like, yeah, and you're not going to get even anything after I kill Winda. You know, you're not going to dragon this, so good luck with that. And that's pretty much the deck, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you guys like the profile.
And discussion.
Yeah, just let me know if you have any suggestions you want to make. You know, I'm open. Just put it down in the comment section. And like the video, share it with your friends. And if you guys want to play something budget, definitely, I highly recommend Fire Kings. I think they're going to be very good for the upcoming format.
Oh yeah, especially if you side deck well.
Side deck well, be a good player. You know, analyze the other decks. Don't just say this freaking deck is broken, because you just sound like a really bad player.
It's all about strategy. Like, I mean, this is Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yeah, and just once again, just a quick shout out to my good friend sonojono over here who's recording.
Yeah,
He's also going to be doing a deck profile on his spirit, on his hat spirit, and that's a very good, really good deck too. So hope to check that out. Just check out his channel, sonojono.
That was crazy. I 2-0'd everyone at locals, but it doesn't matter. It's locals, but like
you didn't 2-0 me.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Supply Squad's too broken.
Supply Squad's too broken.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
it
pretty much it, guys.
Fun.
I'll see you guys next time.
God.
So this is Noble Blazers EX signing out.
Today was so fun.